and we'll skip what happened in the last year, but go back another year, and I used to be a coffee roaster down in London, had my own little company down there. So this is the process that roasters use for selecting the coffees that they're going to buy. Like, one of the biggest challenges in coffee is that you've got to know what you're going to buy as it's cropped, if you like. So you tend to get samples sort of 3 to 4 months before the final crop's ready, and you need to have a system for evaluating the quality of the different coffees so you can decide what you're going to buy. And this is the process. It's just a way of keeping everything really even. So it's something that becomes more meaningful as you build up experience. So I'm going to kind of drop the waffle, and I'm just going to quickly run through the steps that we go through, and you guys can have a little go at it. Now, the reason that there's 2 cups for each one is that one of the most important things as a roaster, this is irrelevant to you guys, is that all the coffee I buy is consistent and exactly the same. So normally I would brew 2 cups. The purpose being to check that that one tastes exactly like that one, and so forth. Any difference detected between the two, and you know that just on that tiny little quantity you've got inconsistency. So if you're going buying a 70 kilo bag, you know you're going to be here to here in that bag. So we'll scrub that one out of the list instantly. So we only buy coffees that cup exactly the same and we normally do 3 cups rather than 2. They call it a coffee triangulation.
Can I just ask, what would cause that difference? Let's say you taste the first cup and it's one taste, and then the second cup. What's likely to have caused that difference? Is it just the quality of the coffee, or how long?
So let's say, Hillary's guys over in his farm, they hand pick all the coffee cherries. So what they do, they have a constant process where they're going around and they're picking it's a shame I don't have any, but the coffee on the tree, it looks just like a cherry, and it's got exactly the same pair of seeds inside it. And they go from green through yellows until they eventually go a nice bright dark red. And there's actually an African thing called Operation Cherry Red, which is to try and get all the farmers just to pick red cherry, which is obviously much higher in value. Yeah. Now, of course, the contrast to that is what the big corporations do, which is to strip pick their trees, which just involves a great big shaker type machine. Everything comes off the tree, yellow, red, whatever, right, done, and they just blast the whole lot in. And that 20% unripe doesn't really, it's not relevant to Nescafe and the likes of them. Yeah. So obviously we don't even consider that sort of coffee, but obviously if we did this with that, you're just going to get, it wouldn't even register as actually being the same coffees, let alone there being a subtle difference between them. So this is up at the higher end of quality coffees, and so that's the cause basically. Is different cherries, it's faulty cropping and inconsistent picking, mistakes in the growing process basically. And so I want to get you all to just sort of whirl around here and go through the same process as we do. So what we do with each one is we're kind of evaluating each of the steps that are important to customers when they buy, brew, drink and enjoy their coffee. So one of the first things, the most important thing in starting coffee is that it's got a really nice smell. It's the dry aroma of your ground coffee. So these have all been just freshly ground. So the first bit that we do is we go around, and what we do is it's called checking the dry aroma, which is to take a sample of ground. And the reason I've left that one rather than water on it is so you can do this. So you guys work your way through, have a sniff, give them a real good shake, get your nose right in there, try not to snort the coffee. It won't do you any good, even though there's a lot of caffeine in there. And just try and get a little feel for the different smells that are coming off some of the different coffees.
Oh my gosh.
Any questions? Just fire your questions at me.
That smells like chocolate.
Oh,
it really does, yeah.
Try not to eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. You get that hit of chocolate, yeah.
Brazilian.
Oh.
That's sharp. It's very sharp.
Got someone with a nose here.
Because I don't normally. I'm smelling this fresh,
Fabulous.
'Cause I don't normally drink a lot of coffee.
So what does determine the aroma of the coffee? Is it the
Vietnam,
soil? Is it
almost
the
Brazil.
location?
Absolutely everything. From the
Everything.
time that they crop it, from what's in their soil, how they look after their trees.
Softer.
Obviously, there's about
Zimbabwe
10
is
different
softer.
varieties of
Yeah.
coffee from all sorts of crazy names. You've got bourbon, yellow bourbon.
Yeah.
The Kenyans grow a lot of stuff called SL28, which is a very
Yeah, it does
attractive
sound like
name.
chocolate.
You've got Catimor, Katura, typical,
Very
all
sort of
different
mellow
varietals of
variety.
coffee tree, which all give you a different sort of smell.
It's
And then-
amazing how they all have a different
Different
smell.
smell.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And if you go, we'll get into some of the details in a sec. So the next bit that we go through, and this is again where you compare them all, but you're only going to get one go at this, because this is called breaking the crust. So take your spoon,
Breaking the crust.
you've got to put a pound in the tip jar if anybody's caught double dipping, by the way.
Right.
So, so if you grab one of these with the coffee still floating on the top, and what you're going to do is you're going to push back the coffee there so it sinks down into it. Well, you're going to pick up the cup and